Fellow female activists, how are you? We are here and we are going to be talking about nourishment, specifically tips on how to gain maximum energy from your meals. Yes, we are. Hi, Cathy Perez, your fellow female activist and wellness coach. And again, we're going to be talking about, how we can maximize the energy from our meals. So as you already know, or if you're new, we always start these wellness videos with positive quotient repetitions or PQ reps. And they're meant to help you, okay, not only just take down that stress level, but to actually become more centered, more focused. And that's exactly what we want right now. So get your body relaxed, be in a safe space, preferably like in a meditation type of location. So you're alone, or at least it's not loud. And feel free to close your eyes if you wish. You can be sitting, standing, laying down. It's all good. So again, only if you feel safe, feel free to close your eyes. And what I want you to do is, without changing your breath, notice your breath pattern. Does it seem fast? Is it more calm? What parts of your body are moving? And now, go ahead and take in a few deep breaths on your own and notice what changes. Now, back to your regular breathing. What's different about that pattern now of breathing? How did that change your body to go back to the regular pattern? Do you feel more open anywhere? Is that regular pattern of breathing perhaps slower now? Maybe more relaxed? And now, if your eyes are closed, go ahead and make them open and come back. That should feel awesome. So that was, again, a positive quotient repetition, or PQ rep. It is our way, okay, of getting inside of our body, okay? So not just thinking about what's up here, but connecting here to our body, okay? It's so important, and it really puts you in a better mindset overall, okay? So today, again, we are talking about, again, this is our wellness playlist, right? So we're going to be talking about all things wellness, those 5 pillars, which is hydration, sleep, rest. Then we have our nourishment, movement, and of course, mental fitness. Today, we're talking about nourishment, and I'm actually giving you tips, okay, about how to maximize your energy from eating. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, I'm just going to talk about macros and stuff like that. Actually, no. It's going to be more like sleep hygiene, but in this case, eating hygiene. So there are definite cues that our body takes on when it's getting ready to eat, okay? And those cues will decide if you actually reap the benefits of your food, okay? Because you can eat a ton of calories and your body will not even register any of it, okay? So again, as fellow female activists, we need as much natural energy as possible. So however the energy is coming into us, we need to make sure that we can utilize it. So the more energy we can pack in, all right, the longer we'll be fueled, right? So I was planning on 3 tips. We'll see if I actually go for more, but 3 tips, okay, for sure. So these you can think about again if you want more like a way to remember is just 3 eating hygiene tips, okay? So just like there's sleep hygiene, right? We also want to have, again, we want to have eating hygiene habits that will help fuel us longer, okay? So the first one, all right? I want you to sit down when you eat. So if that means you plop down on the grass, plop down on the grass. If that means that you're on a bench, you're on a bench. If that means that you're at your desk, you're at your desk. If it means, let's say that unfortunately you, for some reason, can't stop for whatever reason, that's when you need to rethink, okay, can I hold off from eating completely? Because I don't want you in movement. When your body's in movement, it's not thinking about digestion. Okay. So our bodies are remarkable, completely awesome. Okay. And it also knows what it can and cannot do together and should not do together. So when we're eating, all right, the idea is our brains and our bodies expect us to be sitting, expect us to be at a, I guess you could say, like at a stopping point. Why is that? Because our bodies do not recognize that we're eating if we're roaming around, quite literally. Okay. So why is that? It's a defense mechanism. It takes us back to our fight or flight system. All right. There's a reason why we have why we have the fight or flight system, right? So we have either your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, right? And that is our alert system. Oh man, oh my goodness, we're in trouble. I don't like to use man in my videos, all right? Keeping it neutral. And then we have the parasympathetic or the rest and digest. There's a reason why. When we want to eat, or I should say, when our body is hungry, because of evolution, whether you believe it or not, our body expects to go into parasympathetic, okay, mode, and that means sitting and being stable so that the food can then be chewed and then digested. Okay. Yes, I want you to stop standing when you're eating. Okay. I'm guilty of it too. All right. So just understand though that sitting will solve so many issues. And I'm not even going to go into any of them, but to save energy or to make even more energy, I should say, from the food, make sure you're sitting down. Okay. That was number 1. Number 2, let me learn how to count. Number 2 habit that we want to add as a eating hygiene, if that's what you want to call it, is chew your food. I said it actually earlier. Again, parasympathetic nervous system understands, oh, she's sitting down. That means she may be getting ready to either sleep or she's going to eat. Okay. So the chewing, chew your food. Do you know that theoretically you should be able to chew your food, depending on what it is, right? I mean, if it's a smoothie, it's going down pretty quick. If it's something like a piece of animal flesh, that would take longer, right? Automatically. But let's say it's pasta, that might not take a lot. And I want you literally after watching this or listening to it, however it is I want you to chew your food 30 times before you swallow it. Now, will it last that long? Maybe not, but I have been able to do it. Okay. So why is that? Because the longer you chew your food, the more enzymes start to break it up. So when you chew your food, I'm not going to go into that digestive system. It's pretty fantastic and it's pretty elongated, but it's fantastic. But as soon as you put something in your mouth, saliva goes at it, right? Well, that also contains a lot of cool stuff to include enzymes. So things are starting to break down your food. the more you chew, the more the enzymes can break everything up so that everything will be absorbed. You want more energy naturally. This is how you do it. So chew your food. So chewing the food, very important. It also is just a safety kind of precaution. The more you chew your food, the less chance of you, unfortunately, not swallowing something whole, which is going to keep you from hopefully not like I want you not to choke, okay? Knock on wood somewhere. All of us, we don't want to choke. So chew your food, okay? A side note from my different health mentors, in actuality, you really shouldn't be drinking while you're eating. And I know that sounds kind of like opposite of, okay, well, how do I stop myself from choking then? Well, it's okay to take sips, but give yourself the opportunity. Okay, here's another, I'm going a little too much into digestion here, but the reason why you don't want to use too much liquid when you're eating is because, again, the saliva that I was just talking about, you will dilute all those wonderful working mechanisms if you slush down what you just ate with something you drank. So again, when I eat, and it took me a while, but when I eat now, I actually don't drink anything for the most part. I might take a sip here and there, but literally I eat and then I drink. And I will be drinking throughout my day. So I'm pretty much okay not drinking when I'm eating, but I will make sure to drink quite a bit before I eat and then after. So again, I'm not trying to throw too much at you, but that's like a bonus tip. Try not to drink so much when you are eating. Okay, that's a bonus tip. All right, so first one was, what was it? Sit. You want to sit down when you are eating. Then you can go ahead and make sure you're chewing your food. We're looking for, again, what was the title of this? Maximum energy, right? So eating for maximum energy, right? Then the third tip, okay, final tip, is you want to actually have no distractions. Now, I know that obviously we're not sitting with our families, if ever, when it comes to eating, but if we have the opportunity, that is beautiful. That's not a distraction. That's a gorgeous thing. And I hope you're making it tech free. Okay. Like quite literally, I would want you to make that a rule. No tech at the dinner table, at the kitchen table, at whatever table where you're eating. If you're by yourself, I know it can be somewhat of a habit, but try to break it as long as you can. When you are distracted, again, up here, this does not register that you're eating. I know that sounds almost impossible because you're full. Guess what? Your body is a lot fuller than it thinks it is a lot sooner than it is. So you actually think that you're okay and you keep shoveling food down. And it was actually your body was telling you 5 minutes earlier, no, I'm actually full. I'm good. I'm fine. But you keep eating because you're not paying attention to the cues. Your body is intuitive. It absolutely knows when it's full. Okay. And because we're not paying attention because of whatever distractions in front of us, except, right, with the exception of being with other communal humans, you want to pay attention to what you're eating, right? So it's important to think of eating. Now, again, I'm taking privilege here. I'm assuming that you have enough to eat to begin with. So I should have started with that. So let's hopefully assume that you're able to eat when you want, okay? With that said, make it an exceptional experience every time you get to eat. Again, maybe you only get to eat twice a day. Maybe you only eat once a day. Make it exceptional because it will then transfer into a lot longer energy. Okay, I promise that. No distractions means do your best not to have tech. Some people even want to include music, but I kind of like having mood music. It's quite enjoyable actually, but for the most part, be able to be in silence and enjoy your food. Like those PQ reps I talk about or we perform, guess what? You can PQ rep on your food. When you take a bite, don't chew right away. Let the food sit there. What are you smelling? What texture is on your tongue? Like, let that be an experience. And again, if you want to, feel free, put on some music, or just, if you're outside, maybe you have al fresco lunch with, others. What a beautiful experience, right? But understand that when we're eating, we're fueling our body. So the more we can enhance that experience, the more energy we're going to create naturally, right? Food is expensive right now. So why not use every trick in the book to enhance the eating experience so that we get more bang for our buck, right? I do want to reiterate the fact that it is possible to eat in silence. It's a little weird, but I've actually done it. Again, because of meditation, I am more used than others, I guess, to being just low key. Okay. Like my brain can calm itself down, right? So when I got certified, or I should say, in the 3-day conference that you get to attend if you want to become a KonMari organizing consultant, a certified KonMari organizing consultant, in one of the lunch times that we had, get this, we actually were asked to not talk. We were to get our food, and then we were to go sit down, and we were sitting in tables with each other. But for the first 15 to 20 minutes, once we were sitting down, we weren't allowed, we were asked and diligently did as told not to speak. For me, it was an exceptional experience. Some people found it atrocious. Like it was so hard for them. But for me, again, because of my background, I was already used to being meditative. I was used to giving grace for my food. Then I was used to enjoying it. Okay. So let that be a lesson that we're not trying to say, that you have to, be like completely and only like ignoring people around you when you're eating. No, as a matter of fact, once we were able to, in that scenario, once we were able to start talking again, once we were, given the okay, let's do it. Oh, people were ecstatic. They were like, yay, we get to talk to each other. Being in communion and breaking bread with people, that's part of being human. And that actually livens up the experience of eating, right? Who doesn't want to be around family and friends when we're, eating, right? And with that same reverence, right? You can do so by yourself and totally give grace and thanks for that food, that meal that is then going to give you the fuel to get on with your social justice or whatever else it is that we're working on, right? It's so important to put I should say, to be kind to our bodies. We only get one, all right? This mind, this body of ours, and the soul, right, that it contains are very, very much integrated. And just because society says otherwise, no, no, no. We are all three in one. And so we get to revel in that and make sure that we are in every way possible ensuring that we're keeping this vessel as primed as possible. We get to be super, super healthy right now, not just for our own wishes and wants, but to make sure that democracy and human rights continue, right? We want to make sure that we will be in the history books on the right side of history. Okay. So with that, a little heavy at the end there, but I know that you want the best for yourself as well as for those that you love, right? So when you practice this, it's going to have a ripple effect. Absolutely. Enjoy your meals and understand that on so many levels, when you're sitting down, when you're chewing your food, and when you are actually keeping out the distractions, you are absolutely maximizing all the energy that you're going to gain from that meal. And that will come and help you in hours later, right? So just know that it's in your best interest. So with that, we will see you next time and look forward to any comments, all right? So make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time. Take care. I take charge. God bless.